much like civilization, Mr. Savage.
No. Of course, there are some very nice things. All that music in the air, for instance.
Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears, and sometimes voices.
Have you read it too? I thought nobody knew about that book here, in England.
Almost nobody. It's prohibited, you see. But as I make the laws here, I can break them with impunity, unlike you.
Why is it prohibited?
Because it's old. We haven't any use for old things here, especially not the beautiful ones.
But the new ones are stupid and horrible. Goats and monkeys! Why won't you let them see Othello?
Because it's old, and they wouldn't understand it.
Well then, something new that's like Othello? And that they could understand?
And that's what we'll never write. Because if it were really like Othello, nobody would understand it, however new it might be. And if it were new, it couldn't possibly be like Othello.
Why not?
Because our world is not the same as Othello's world. You can't make tragedies without social instability, and the world is stable now. People are happy. People are well off, safe, never ill, not afraid of death, ignorant of passion in old age, have no parents, no one to feel strongly about. They're so conditioned they can't help but behave how they're supposed to behave. And if something goes wrong, there's always Soma, which you went and chucked out of the window in the name of liberty, Mr. Savage. Liberty! Expecting deltas to know what liberty is.
But all the same, Othello is good. It's better than those feelies.
Of course it is. But that's the price we have to pay for stability. You've got to choose between happiness and what used to be called high art. We sacrifice the high art. We have feelies and the synth organ instead.
It all seems quite horrible.
Of course it does. Actual happiness always looks pretty squalid in comparison with the overcompensations for misery. Of course, stability isn't so spectacular as instability. Happiness is never grand.
I suppose not. But need it be quite so bad as those twins?
I see you don't like our Volkanovsky groups, but I assure you, they're the foundation on which everything else is built. Every change is a menace to stability. Even science must sometimes be treated as a possible enemy. Yes, that's another item in the cost of stability. It isn't only high art that's incompatible with happiness, it's also science. Science is dangerous.
Wait, but science is important.
Yes, but what sort of science? I was a pretty good physicist in my time. Good enough to realize that our science is just a cookbook. An orthodox theory that nobody is allowed to question, except the head cook. I'm the head cook now. When I was younger, I did a little illicit cooking on my own.
What happened?
Very nearly what's going to happen to you. I was almost sent to an island.
Why aren't you on an island yourself?
Because finally, I preferred this. I was given the choice to be sent to an island where I could have got on with my pure science, or to be taken on to the Controller's Council with the prospect of becoming a controller. I chose this and let the science go.
Art? Science? You paid a high price for your happiness. Anything else?
Well, religion, of course. There used to be something called God, but I was forgetting. You know all about God. You've never read this, for example.
But if you know about God, why don't you tell them?
They're old. They're about God hundreds of years ago, not about God now.
But God doesn't change.
Men do, though.
What difference does that make?
All the difference in the world.
Then you think there is no God?
I think there quite probably is one, but he manifests himself in different ways to different men.
How does he manifest himself now?
Well, he manifests himself as an absence.
That's your fault.
Call it the fault of civilization. God isn't compatible with machinery and scientific medicine and universal happiness. Our civilization has chosen machinery and medicine and happiness. God promotes self-denial, and an industrial civilization is only possible when there's no self-denial. Otherwise the wheels stop turning. With Soma, anybody can be calm, long-suffering, and humble now. Christianity without tears. That's what Soma is.
What you need is something with tears for a change. Nothing costs enough here.
Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
You've never read this, for example. I need a Holy Bible, like right now. Just lean with it, rock with it, man.
Cool.
Ooh. It smells biblical.